it through Jupyter Notebook. If you've had Jupyter Notebook installed, you'd open your terminal by pressing Command space on Mac and typing terminal. Then we click enter. This opens up our terminal. We then write Jupyter Notebook. This opens up a web interface where we can run our files. Now you see all the folders right here. Suppose I want to save all my Jupyter notebooks on my desktop. I'll go to desktop and click it. You see that I already have some files here. Suppose I want to create a new folder to save all my files. I'll click on new and folder. When you go down, you'll find untitled folder here. Perhaps you may want to rename this. You can rename this by clicking on the checkbox here. I'm going to rename at the top. Let's say I want to name this Jupyter files. I'll type it in and click on rename. Now all the files you have here are arranged in alphabetical order, so Jupyter files is just right here. I'll click on this to open it up. Now you see that your notebook list is empty. If you have a notebook somewhere, you can upload it into this directory by clicking on upload. I have a notebook, so I'll upload it on my desktop and then I'll click on it, this notebook, and click on open. Next I'll click on upload. I can open this notebook by clicking on it, and then I have this notebook here. Suppose I don't have any notebook. I go back to my folder, then I'll come to the top right here and click on new, and then I'll click on Python because I want to run Python codes. I'll click on this. It opens up a new interface. I want to rename this to be more descriptive. I can name this as first notebook and click rename. I can also rename it by going to file, clicking on rename, and I'll change it to first NB now. There are a number of things I can do here. I can write text and write codes. Suppose I want to name everything I'm doing with a large heading. Say I want to write Python. Now what I do is that I put hashes and write Python. Since I want it to be text and not code, I'll come to the top here where I have code and change it to markdown. Next I'll go to the top and click on run. You see that I have this here. Now I can write code by saying print and then the command I want to write, print hello world. To run this cell, I'll click on run to run the cell, and it actually shows hello world. Now perhaps I have another cell where I have 3 plus 2. Remember to run. I can click on run here. A shorter way of doing this is pressing shift and enter on your keyboard. Maybe I don't want this cell. I want to move it to the top. I can use this arrow here to move to the top and use this arrow down to bring it down as well. Suppose I do something and I say print I can code, and I run this. Maybe I want to remove this. I can use the scissors here to cut. I can add in more cells by clicking on this plus sign. Also, I can make a copy of this entire notebook by going to File and clicking on Make a Copy. You see, it creates another copy of your notebook with the type 2 copy and then a number. Like you've done before, you can rename this notebook and then we can rename it to second. But let's go back to where we were before. Let's say I want to create an entirely new notebook. Again, I'll go to File and click on New Notebook. Then it asks me what I want to code. I want to code in Python. Yours may not have R. Depending on what you've installed on your computer, that's what you'll have. I'll click on Python and it opens a notebook here untitled. Now, I don't want to do this, so I'll close all these extra notebooks and come back here. I can find all the notebooks that are running by going back here, go to running. You find that these are the notebooks that are running. I can shut down the notebooks by clicking on Shut Down. I can download the notebook I've created by going to File and clicking on Download As. There are a number of ways you can download it. I can download this as a PY file and other formats, but I'm interested in downloading it as a notebook, so I'll download as notebook. You can see the file down here. With all of this, I know you'll be able to navigate through the notebook. Now, you may want to add numbers so that you can keep track of what you are doing. You go to View and you say Toggle Line Numbers. You see they are removed. You can go to View again and add them back. So you may have the numbers already or you may not, but if you don't, you go to View and then you toggle line numbers to have them. We also have the edit bar, edit, where you can do a lot of things. You can cut cells, just like you use this to do, and you have a number of functions. You can copy cells. I have hello world here. I can go to edit and copy and then come here and paste. Remember, you can also use this here to copy, and then let's go to another cell and then we paste. With all of this, I'm sure you'll be able to navigate through the Jupyter notebook. See you in the next video.